So the first card you have your past is Judgment. Yeah, this can be about a lot of things, forgiveness, big life changes, things like that. It feels a little bit frustrating to me, actually, this card. I have to say that's the feeling I'm getting. It feels like you were giving someone lots and lots of chances, actually, lots and lots, chance after chance to change. And I can't quite see if this is a love connection. It feels like it might be, but or it feels a bit on and off, actually. It feels in limbo right now, or at this time. It's like you didn't know whether to go forwards or backwards with them. You didn't know. It was like half in, half out. So, maybe you weren't sure whether you were going to take this further or not, whether you were going to keep on going with this relationship. I think you wanted to. I am seeing love here. I think there's definitely love coming from you. I think there's love coming from them as well, but definitely from you. Really, really from you. But it's really backwards and forwards. And I think maybe this is what was going on in your mind. Backwards and forwards. It feels like sometimes you're on the verge of walking away. But then you love them. They were showing you some kind of love. But only up to a point, if that makes sense. It's like they took things up to a point with you, and then they were really slow when you were expecting them to take things further, and they kind of didn't do that. Very, very slow, very frustrating. That's where all this frustration's coming from. And if this is you, I think it felt like everything was kind of a step ahead of you. You wanted something, but it was up ahead of you. And what you wanted was something from them, but it was up ahead of you, and you couldn't quite get that. I'm actually seeing a carrot being dangled in front of you. I don't know if it was deliberate or not. I don't know. I can't quite make that out, but that's how you felt. And if you felt like that, whether it was deliberate or not, it's not good, obviously. I don't know if you're in or out right now. Maybe you're still halfway in and halfway out. I don't know, because there's still love there. But it's slightly out of your reach, or it was at this time. And I think part of you felt a little bit like these people on this card. You wanted to break out of this box. Like, I want to get out of this relationship. It's so frustrating. It's not going anywhere. I have to get out. But you love them. You love them. So that's why there was this backwards and forwards. Very frustrating, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing in that card. So the next card you have your past, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, look at this knight. He looks so kind of, perfect, really romantic, a bit like a knight in shining armour, all that kind of thing. And, he's coming up to this river, but he's not crossing over the river. He's kind of just stuck there. And rivers obviously represent, water, which is emotion. So I think this person you're with, they were coming up to the water, they were coming up to the emotion, they were giving you so much, but no more. It's like they were committing up to a point and that's it, and they wouldn't go any farther. I don't think they were actually saying to you, I'm not going any farther. I actually think they were kind of making you think that they were going to go farther, but it didn't actually happen. Very, very frustrating. And just looking at the Judgment card again, I think there might be an ultimatum here. The Judgment card can be about facing up to things, owning up to things. It's like, Judgment Day, face up to your sins, face up to what you've done, all that kind of thing. So, and this angel's giving everyone this great big blast on his trumpet, and everyone's standing to attention. And I think that's maybe that's what you did. You gave them a blast. Maybe you said, right, tell me where we are with this relationship. Where do you stand? Where are we going? Talk to me. Not in those exact words, but that kind of thing. I think that might be what you said, something like that. And, I think they probably tried to reassure you, and they said, oh yes, I want to be with you. I want all those things. I love you, and all this kind of thing. And they were saying things, but I don't think their actions were saying the same thing that their mouth was saying, if that makes sense. They're a bit like this knight, they weren't stepping up. Yeah, very, very frustrating for you. If you love someone, you don't want to leave them, obviously, but then you don't want to be in this frustration. So I'm not sure whether you're on a break right now or whether you're totally separated. Wherever you are, I have to say it feels unfinished. It feels like more is to come. There's more to come with this between you and them. You know, you might get back together, or things might be fine. You might have a talk. You might not. I can't quite see what's going to happen yet because I keep on getting this limbo and this backwards and forwards. It's very, very confusing to me. I can't quite see what's going to happen. All I can tell you is it feels unfinished. It feels like there's more to come between you. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Okay, so the last card you have, your past, is the Five of Swords. Yes, horrible card. Yeah, oh gosh. Yeah, it's obviously this is a horrible card, but I don't think it's as bad as it looks. I actually think it's quite good. I think this is about walking away from something that's quite bad. Yeah, I think it feels like you've shaken something off. Yeah, there's something you should have shaken off a long time ago and you hadn't done it, but now it's happening. And whatever this is, it's a huge relief. It feels like something was giving you a lot of pain, actually. With all these swords, I'm seeing pain coming from these swords, a stabbing pain, actually. Okay, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but I'll just tell you what I'm seeing. I'm getting physical pain, and it's kind of mixed up in with stress. And so you've got this physical pain, you've got this stress at the same time. It's horrible. And someone's not taking you seriously as well, or they're not taking the pain seriously. Because I'm getting this, oh, it's nothing. Very dismissive talk, dismissive language. So, you know, it might be that you're in a lot of pain, you weren't feeling well, and someone just wasn't taking you seriously. I'm seeing work here. And so, you know, it might be that you needed to take time off work to recover or something like that. And maybe you had to fight that recovery time because you weren't being taken seriously. But it looks like either that's changed or, you know, that the whole situation's changed, or it's going to change. And maybe if it hasn't changed yet, maybe you're feeling that change coming up if that hasn't happened yet. So, yeah, I'm definitely seeing walking away from something. It feels like you're walking away from stress. It feels like you're walking away from this dismissive person and their attitude, because there's this horrible man on this card and they're walking away. So, yeah, you might even be leaving work, leaving altogether. It's something like that, moving on from something. It's changed or it's going to change, and that's really alleviating some of your stress, and it's removing that stress from you. And so if this is you, if you're in the middle of this right now and you haven't kind of made this change yet, just know that's going to come. You'll be walking away from something, walking away from stress. I hope you've already done this, but if you haven't, that's what's to come. And I think getting away from that stress, I think that's probably going to get rid of some of your pain as well. Not all of it, because it's physical pain, but stress can make things worse sometimes. So I think if you're walking away from that, it's going to make a lot of things in your life feel a lot better. So that's really, really good to see. So it's not as bad as it looks, you see. So, okay, so the first card you have, your present, is the Page of Wands. Okay, so with this love connection in the Judgment card, yeah, I'm seeing you listening to this person. Listening. They're talking and talking, you're listening. You're listening to them, you're helping them, I'm seeing that. They might have a lot of issues, actually. They might even have medical issues as well, because I'm seeing that again here, medical issues. Might not be that, but I'm seeing that. And it looks like you reassured them a lot, actually. I'm not seeing a lot of confidence around them, I have to say, but you know, you love them. You know, you didn't mind listening to them because you love them. But I think after a while, with all this listening, you know, maybe you realised that you were the listener and you weren't being listened to. And that's probably why, or one of the reasons why, you gave them this great big blast, the Judgment card. And I think that's part of the commitment you wanted that you didn't get, because I'm not seeing you wanting a formal commitment. I'm not seeing you going after diamonds and all these kinds of things and proposals and great big things like that. That's not what you wanted. You didn't want the Knight of Cups. You didn't want the fantasy knight in shining armour. That's not what you wanted. You just wanted someone who was going to step up and meet you halfway. That's all you wanted. You weren't asking for the world. But the problem is, I think you probably still love them now. I think you do. And again, I'm not sure where you are with this. You might still be in limbo, looks like that, in your mind maybe, or maybe you're trying to make up your mind at this time. But I have to say this, if this is you, if this is all resonating with you, it does feel like they still want to be with you. They still want to be around you. They might have said that to you actually, because there's communication here, I think. It's difficult, but it's there. And yeah, how do I explain this? Yeah, it feels a bit like coasting, if that makes sense. It's like they're happy to go along with the way things are, just kind of coasting along, accepting your help, not really moving all that much. So yeah, they might be a bit like this in other areas of their life as well. But yeah, they don't want to be rejected though. They don't want to be rejected. I think they're going to reach out, and I think they're going to have a conversation with you, a proper one, about all these things that you've finally. But if this is you, I have to tell you, I'm really not seeing a lot of real changes coming from this. There are a lot of words, but no action. That's what I'm getting. And yeah, it must be really hard on you if this is you, because you've got these feelings. You've got so many feelings for them, and if you didn't, it'd be easy, you just walk away, but you do have them and they're there. And so, yeah, so, okay, so the next card you have for your presence, the Hermit. Yeah, this is a message for you. This is a reminder to you. Think about you. Think about what you want. Think about where you want to go. Yeah, I think you might have to take yourself out of this whole situation for a while just to clear your head and work on what you want. Yeah, it might be hard for you to imagine life without them actually. And maybe that's partly what keeps you in this sort of halfway in and halfway out. Firstly, you have feelings, but it's really hard for you to imagine being without them when you sit there and you think, oh, I won't have tomorrow with them. I won't have the next day with them. What am I going to do? And then, no, I want them back. I want them around me. It's that kind of thing. That's what I'm getting. But, if this is you, if that's what you're struggling with, just trying to think one day at a time. If you can think of something like, okay, today I'll just be by myself. I won't worry about tomorrow. I'll see if I can clear my head. Because you definitely need some space. But I think you need space without the heartbreak of having to think about a future without them. What I mean by that is, if you're really missing them and you're contemplating, days, months ahead of you and all that thing, that are all the same, you're all alone, you've got all this time ahead of you, you won't have them around you. If that heartbreak's all in your head, you still haven't got a clear head. So what you've got to do is get that time alone. Don't think about breaking up. Don't say, okay, I'm going to break up. I'm not going to be with them, or that's a possibility. Don't say that. Don't say, oh, it's a possibility. I won't be with them. Just take that time by yourself and just think, okay, I'm just not with them today. I'm just taking a break today. So let's put that heartbreak aside. So don't have to worry about that. Let's just think clearly. Let's think about, where do I want to be? How do I want to feel? How do I want to be around them? How do I want them to treat me? Think about that without the heartbreak. Try and put that aside. Don't worry about, oh, I might not be with them. Don't worry about that. Put that aside and just think about you. Just think about where you want to be. Just like this hermit. He's by himself. He's concentrating on himself, and that's it. You might actually have to tell them that you just need some space for a while, because I keep on seeing this communication. They might still be trying to communicate. And there's a fear of rejection around them as well. That's what they're afraid of. But you need this space. You need to clear your head. You need to be able to make a clear decision by yourself. And you need to make a decision for yourself without any of this interference. So that's the message of that card. So the last card you have your presence, the Page of Swords. Okay, there's something completely different I'm seeing here. Okay, yeah. I'm seeing someone going through a lot of changes, actually. Yeah, there's protection. I'm seeing you protecting someone. You're caring for someone. It's not the same person. It's not the love connection. This is someone completely different. I'm seeing defense. I'm seeing defending, and that's what this page is doing. He's defending himself. So there's lots of defending here. And there's ignorance here, and you're protecting someone from ignorance. That's what I'm getting. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, this is someone who's younger than you. Maybe they're a student, because pages can be students. And yeah, lots and lots and lots of changes happening in their life. But they haven't come out with these changes yet. They haven't spoken about this yet. They haven't told people about something. I'm getting that. And they're a little bit like this page, I think, a bit sensitive, a bit prickly maybe. And yeah, I'm just seeing this now. I can see this a bit more clearly now. Yeah, there are some ignorant people around them, and these people aren't, yeah, they're not going to understand this change. These people aren't going to understand this change at all, or whatever this is. And yeah, they're family. There's family here. Sorry, I'm trying to just piece this all together. It's a little bit confusing. Okay, I know this might sound a bit dramatic, but you might end up being a shield between them and family. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing this now. Now, it might not be this, but I have to say this because this is what I'm seeing. It might be their sexuality. They might literally be coming out, because you've got the Judgment card, and you've got these people on that card literally coming out. They're coming out of these boxes, and it's judgment. And I'm seeing all these ignorant people, so they might be judging them. So that's how I'm getting all of that. So if that resonates with you, stand by them. You know, this feels really alone. It feels quite lonely to me. So I don't think they have many people supporting them. You know, this page is completely alone, and he's trying to battle things on his own by himself. So if this is you, show them you support them. Don't let them feel alone, because they do feel quite alone. Yeah, I know that's specific, but it's a message for someone, so I have to get that out for someone. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Four of Swords. Okay, this is interesting. You know, you've got 2 4s here, and the number 4, it's an absolutely beautiful number. It's a really special number. Yeah, it's really, really special. It can represent mind, body, spirit, and earth all together, all of those things. It brings all those things together. And yeah, they're all connected. And that's what you need to find again for yourself. You need to connect all of these parts of yourself again, back together again, because they've separated. They've separated because you spent all this time listening to this person and being around them. And it feels like they've taken a part of you, actually. So you need to find all that back again. And, you know, this can be similar to the Hermit card as well, because it can be about resting, meditating, finding yourself again, enlightenment. So you need to find that space again so that you can make that decision for yourself. So this is really another card really saying a similar thing. And, you know, if you are helping someone to come out and be themselves, which is what I was seeing in the Page of Swords, if that's you, that's probably a lesson for you as well. Because I keep on getting this, listening to this person, listening to this love connection again, propping them up and all that. And there's nothing wrong with loving someone. There's nothing wrong with helping someone. But again, I keep on seeing this losing parts of yourself in them. So don't do that. Don't lose parts of yourself while you're helping someone else. And if you're helping this person to be themselves, give yourself that gift as well. Give yourself the ability to be yourself and keep all of yourself together. So I hope that makes sense. And with the Four of Cups, I may as well talk about that here. Okay, I don't want to tell you to reject them, because that's about rejection, this card, or to break up or anything like that. And they don't want to do that. They definitely don't want to do that. They want to be around you, whether you realise that or not. They do. They absolutely want to be around you. But this isn't about what they think. It's not about what anyone else thinks either. This is about what's best for you. So, you know, you might have to be firm with them if they want to keep on talking to you. Yeah, I think you're just going to have to tell them you need space. It doesn't have to be rejection. It just means you need to think by yourself. You need to think for yourself. So I think you're just going to have to really point that out to them. You might have to say something like, look, I'm not rejecting you. I just need time to myself. I just need to think. That's all I need. So just give me that space, please. Something like that. I'm not rejecting you. I think you're going to have to be really clear. I'm not rejecting you. I'm not rejecting you. Because they don't want to be rejected. But yeah, you need that space. You need that space. It's all over this reading. You need that space. So the last card you have for your future is the Magician. Fantastic. This is a fantastic card. Okay, so yeah, I think this is going to happen. I think you're going to get this time. I think your head's going to be a lot clearer, because the Magician can be about clarity, mental clarity. And it's really interesting, actually, because if you look at this card, there are 4 elements on this table. I'll lift it up so you can see the 4 elements on this table. You know, fire, earth, air, and water. And there's the number 4 again. So really special, you've got the number 4 in all these cards. So if you see the number 4 anywhere, that's a sign. That's a sign you're going to get this clarity. That's a sign you're going to be strong. That's a sign you're going to be able to make this decision for yourself. So once you get away from this confusing energy, this difficult energy, this kind of going backwards and forwards, you'll get some time to yourself. You'll feel a lot stronger. Again, I'm not saying leave them. I just want you to be by yourself for a while to get this clarity in your head, and then you can make this decision for yourself, and you know, feel strong about making that decision, not feeling all kind of, oh, I don't know what to do. You won't feel like that anymore when you've got the Magician. And I think if you do decide to be with them, obviously things are going to have to change because you're not happy with the way things are now. But you know, with this strength that's coming in with the Magician, you'll be able to see what needs to be changed, and you'll be able to see that quite quickly and easily. And you know, if things go back to the way they were after all this, after you've decided to be with them, if that's what you do, you have the strength to say no. You know, because you're the Magician now. You're in charge.